The Morgan Dollar series was a 27-year Wild West program, 1878 to 1904. And then they brought it back a 28th year in 1921. During this time frame, Philadelphia, San Francisco, East Coast, West Coast, Carson City started, and then they brought back New Orleans to help with the flow through the middle of the country. And they made 26 coins. But the story of the hand-me-down mint, New Orleans, is the fact that, well, some of the best stories are the mistakes New Orleans made over the course of those 27 years. They are chronicled in the top 100 coins of all time. And tonight, the good news is we have the first. Here we go. So New Orleans was closed. It closed during the Civil War right at the beginning and was never reopened. So when the Morgan Dollar comes out in 1878, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Carson City jump in, and then they decide that it's kind of silly to take silver from the Comstock lode, which is up in Virginia City, Nevada area, bring it all the way to the east or west coast to be refined and made in the blanks, and then ship it all the way back to Carson City. Because it's going through the port of New Orleans, which reopened New Orleans. Brilliant idea. I love the economy. So they do. So Philadelphia, San Francisco sends in some of their equipment, and now New Orleans has the ability to start striking coins again. However, if you look at the history of New Orleans, which was 1879 to 1904, and then they closed their doors for good in 1909. So they did make 26 Morgans. Some of the best stories are New Orleans based. This is the first one. We made the wrong punch, and I'll get to that. 1882, the O over S. 1888, the big hot lips, right? 1899, the micro O again. 1900, 7 years after Carson City closes, a Carson City O over CC. So of the 5 or 6 fabled Morgan dollars, New Orleans has their footprint on pretty much all of them. But again, this is the first. So this is the actual story, right? One of the employees at the mint with one die used the quarter mint mark versus the regular O that's used on the dollar. Now, guys, we have a graphic. There you see it right here, how tiny it is by comparison. This is the actual coin. But let's jump to the graphic if we can. So you see in the bottom right, the big O, it kind of fills the whole area. And then the micro O just gets tucked up underneath the wreath. Or underneath the ribbon, excuse me. So it goes down as the error, the variety, and they call it the micro O because they know what they did, right? And it's one of the top collectible coins if you can find it. But it's one of those bucket list items because if you look at the numbers, it tells you there's a reason why you don't find them. There's a reason why you might not have heard of it. New Orleans, its second year, 1880, struck 8.9 million coins. Okay? Now, if you break that down, and it's a special year. It's one of the key years to the entire 1880s. That decade of 10. 83, 84, 85 has hundreds of thousands of coins seen by NGC alone. If you go to this one, only 24,071 coins seen as of today. So it should raise your eyebrows automatically. But then you hit the plus sign on their website, and it opens up all the different coins or varieties that exist. And you see that micro O standing right out in front of you, and it tells you there's only 647 coins that are known that have been seen by NGC in the last 40 years. 40 years. Now let me explain Super Slider really quick, which is in the graphic, as well as about uncirculated. Years and years ago, my colleague Don used the phrase based upon 3 words that can be confusing and we don't want them to be. The 3 words are about uncirculated, Or it's two words, actually. Am I talking about uncirculated as a grade, or am I talking about an uncirculated coin as a grade, right? Those two words have two different meanings, and in some coins, like this one, significant price differences. So he just said, well, these coins look gorgeous. They slide by as unks anyways. But technically, they're called AU, about uncirculated, as it does right here above the coin. They'll grade a 53 to a 55 on the scale. We just want to make sure everybody understands that. Yes, you look at it quickly, it's like, yeah, wow. Look at the detail in the breast feathers. Yeah, wow. But if you send these to NG, PC, service of your choice, you might get one or two of them get lucky. But the odds are, and again, from our experience, you're going to get really high grade circulated, like these. Now, my competition sells regular 80Os in uncirculated condition for $179. So for 95 cents, you can have the rarer Micro O. One of my other colleagues has the actual Micro O. And they're selling it as an AU50, so it's in the ballpark. It's a good coin. They're at $243 and change. The whole story here, everybody, is how few of these are known to exist. These are the holy grails of the coin, of the Omen series. If you look at the O over S, 11,500 known. If you look at the 88 O Hot Lips, 3,649 known. If you look at the Micro O from 1899, 2,240. Pretty special. The 1900 O over CC, they've seen 10,200. The Big Five, this is the rarest of the Big Five, and it's the first of the Big Five. Again, only 647. Guys, give me a 1 minute clock, please. We're down to our single digits on this right now. Thank you all for spending time. We love our Morgans here, but again, they're the #1 vintage collectible in the country. Kind of obvious. But we love our Morgan errors more than anything else, because it is the great American coin hunt. Finding them is half the battle. And tonight, no battle there. We have, and they're gorgeous, blast white beauties. All of them super sliders, about uncirculated, AU 53, 55s. The value tonight for how rare and how special they are is the wow as well. Again, 5 big O-mint errors. 1900 O over CC, which sells for more. And there's 10,200 known. The 82 O over S, 11,500 known. The 88 O Hot Lips sells for more, 3,600 and change. The Micro O's, the 1899 is kind of close, 2,200 and change. But if you call kind of close, 647 coins, like this one, it tells you a whole different story. This is the value, which is why you don't see it often, why we don't talk about it often. So thanks for listening, but it's time for me to be moving on.